What's up, all my GMAT aspirants? Welcome back to my physics wala. This is Amit Rora, your VARC expert. All right, so GMAT Foundation batch is going on in full steam, and today we bring to you lecture number 6. Beta, आज का दिन हम पढ़ेंगे paradox and argument completion. Once again, if you remember and recall, we have been together when we've covered major important concepts like assumption, conclusion, strengthen, weaken, flaw, evaluate. So today we look at these very awesome concepts. Too much fun. Please remember, it doesn't matter if your vocabulary is that great or not. What I request you is to keep in mind is logic. That's most important. Chaliye, let's get started. So last time we did 3 important concepts: flaw, evaluate, and boldface. Once again, if you've missed any of these sessions, I highly recommend you go and watch them. This is available for free. If you enroll in the batch, it's free of cost. You also get daily practice problems to solve, which are awesome. Yeah, we did their types of questions and format, we did the approach to solve, what could be the strategies, and of course we did practice questions. So today we look at 2 new types of questions, that is paradox and argument completion. We look at their various types of questions, format, their approach, strategies, and of course their practice questions. Before we start, let me quickly introduce myself. If you don't know me by now, my name is Amit Rohra. I am your VARC expert right here on this channel. I have so much experience in teaching, training, coaching, mentoring for all these exams, national, international, जिसपे VARC का section comes. Not only that, have helped a lot of students reach their dream business schools both in India and abroad. I myself am also a professor at institutes offering national and international. My personal favorite is this part where I like to call myself a rockstar creator because you guys are Amit sir ke rock stars. Chaliye. So now let's get started. All right. First, let us understand the term broadly. Paradox होता क्या है? Paradox मतलब two contradictory statements, ठीक है, which coexist side by side. Now that is not possible. It's like saying that you are present and you're absent, you are alive and you're dead. How can that be the case? So यहाँ पे what will happen in paradoxes, there will be something that will be opposite. You will be asked in the exam to resolve, to help reconcile this paradox. So what is the keyword in the question stem will be resolve or reconcile, and of course paradox. Got it? Very simple. Argument completion is probably the simplest, I promise you. This is nothing but completing the passage. So isme the last line will be omitted. You have to fill in the last line. To fill in the last line, all that you have to keep in mind is nothing but the overall theme of the passage, the overall tone of the passage, what is the author's POV or point of view. That's all. Literally, I think I finished the session even before starting it. It is that simple. Chalo. So quickly, let's go through some theory and then let's focus on solving questions. So please stay tuned. Here we go. Chalo. Paradox क्या होता है? Like I said, paradox, statement, situation that appears self-contradictory. Self-contradictory. Author will present to you 2 opposite things. Author loves India, author hates India. Author likes monsoons, author thinks monsoons are bad. कुछ तो झोल है, ठीक है? What is the problem? Or absurd, but may reveal an underlying truth or an insight upon further examination. We have to find this insight. We have to basically keep in mind ye kya hai, and this is how. So we have to choose an option that helps explain, because of this option this is making sense, because of this option these 2 contradictory statements are reconciling or making sense. ठीक है? Completion क्या होता है? बहुत आसान है. It questions on the GMAT present incomplete. Incomplete मतलब the last sentence is deleted. All right, and ask you to select that statement which best completes the argument, making it valid, making it persuasive, and making it complete. So once again in this, like Amit sir already scribbled, what will be needing? You will be needing the theme, tone, author's POV. The better you get at it, the more awesome. It is all a matter of logic, nothing else. Chaliye. So with this in mind, let's now look at formats and types of questions. What are the typical types of questions that come? Beta, within paradox, the situation or argument that seems contradictory or illogical, you will have to resolve. So look at this keyword, the apparent contradiction. This is a keyword. Or explain. This is a keyword. So khatam. As soon as the question stem comes, with which of the following best explains, resolves, contradiction, ठीक है, how the paradox can be reconciled. Khatam. So let me highlight it for you. Beta, please remember, once you enroll in the batch for free, as you know, you get the PDF of the annotated notes as well. Sorted life. ठीक है, contradiction, explain, ठीक है, reconcile. So please do this. Sorted. ठीक है, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now, argument completion. That means fill in the last sentence. This will require you to select the statement that best logically completes the given. This will be visible from a far away space. ये space से भी दिख जाएगा. How? Because इसमें there'll be a passage that will be given to you. The last sentence will be left blank. So you know the question will end on something like because ... since ... the author expects ... khatam. ठीक है? The given argument, making it coherent and persuasive in the sense of logical, ठीक है, complete, or it preserves, ठीक है, मैं आपको easy words दे रहा हूँ, author का chain of thought. बेटा ये इसको लिख लो यार, these are very powerful terms, good terms. If you were to think like this now, you'll always ace it. So this is something that preserves author का chain of thought, author का thinking process or pattern. So it's very, very good. ठीक है, चलिए, now let's quickly look at step by step so that we can get on to solving questions quickly. 100% paradox. First of all, understand what is the paradox, what is the problem. ठीक है, so grasp the contradictory elements. Contradictory matlab opposing. Contradictory could be illogical, something that just doesn't make sense, ठीक है, presented in the argument, so it is not making any sense. Now identify what could help resolve this. ठीक है, so alternative interpretations. Interpretations are explanations, ठीक है, perspectives are viewpoints that could help resolve this paradox, obviously. So ढूंढते हैं, सोचते हैं, let's kind of figure out. Now people evaluate your answer choice. Now 100% think on those aspects and angles and figure out कि each answer choice को assess करो, determine which one provides the most plausible. So बेटा plausible, ठीक है, मतलब कि possible, ठीक है, logically completing explanation for the paradox. So you can see that already what we've done is, while we are reading the question, we have already established keywords, ठीक है, we've already established the condition of the question, that is this and that. उसके basis पे you have already predicted it, and then it's a matter of choosing from the answer choices. आसान है, ठीक है. Now then choose the correct resolution. So select the answer choice that offers a people. Why have I given the theory? So that constantly you are checking with yourself and like a checklist के साथ coherent explanation which resolves the paradox. मतलब basis the keywords, basis the logic, this is the missing jigsaw puzzle that will perfectly help resolve it. You to do that, ठीक है, so easy है. चलिए, let's also quickly look at argument completion का pattern and format. Very simple है. Now, so 100% first of all understand incomplete argument में है क्या. मतलब what did Amit sir say? What is the theme? What is the tone? What is the author का point of view? What is the author talking all about? ठीक है. Now, so identify now the missing element. So the last sentence is missing. Now people figure out author ने overall positive बोला है. Has the author spoken overall negative? Interestingly, are there transition words? You need to pay a lot of attention to these transition words like but, however, yet, nevertheless. That means author has flipped. So now even if the passage was positive, answer will be negative or vice versa. ठीक है, to determine what information, what reasoning is needed to make the argument perfectly complete, perfectly persuasive, like a perfect piece of argument. Then evaluate your answer choices, assess each option, determine which one best completes the argument, and finally choose the correct. This is kind of standard. This goes for all the types of questions covered so far. Select the answer choice that provides missing element, making the argument coherent, making the argument persuasive, completely on track. ठीक है, so repetitive था थोड़ा, but still now you know, you have a checklist in front of you. चलिए, some kind of strategies quickly so that you get full marks. 100% in paradox. This is where assumptions is the best. तो बेटा assumption क्या था? Let Amit sir quickly revise. It's the thought process of the author. So look for assumptions, hidden factors that possibly could, that means an assumption could help resolve the paradox. So देखो, assumption strengthens the argument, assumption helps resolve the paradox. Obviously you get a question on assumptions, 3 things with one topic. That means assumptions are super awesome. ठीक है? अच्छा, कॉन्टेक्स्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बेटा. कॉन्टेक्स्ट मतलब लिमिट ऑफ द पैसेज, स्कोप ऑफ द पैसेज, बाउंड्री ऑफ द पैसेज. ठीक है ना? सो उसके बाहर नहीं जाना, नथिंग एलियन. Evaluate the context surrounding the paradox. Identify any relevant information, any relevant circumstances. मतलब something that sticks to the passage, speaks as per the passage. ठीक है? Please think very creatively. Now, be open to unconventional, unexpected explanations that may help resolve. It's fun. Within the context, people, within logic, lekin something which is an assumption that will help resolve it beautifully. But we'll solve. Let's do the solving part, then it will become crystal clear. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So missing elements when you're talking about argument completion. So what are the missing elements? Determine what information, what reasoning is needed to best complete the argument. Something that perfectly concludes it, perfectly closes it. ठीक है? अच्छा, structure, very important. ठीक है? Grasp the logical structure of the incomplete argument, how the missing elements all fit into it. मतलब suppose an incomplete argument is given to you, passage is given to you, last line is omitted. ठीक है? Now हर एक option में से you got, suppose you choose answer option B, suppose. So my suggestion is you put B back in the last sentence, read the whole passage, it should make sense. You should be able to feel like, believe like, this is completely coherent, logical, the chain of thought is maintained, unity. Okay? And then of course options. Assess each answer choice, consider how it best contributes to the arguments. Once again repetition, coherence and persuasiveness. So why is Amit sir giving you this putter? Because it's full putter. Because it will help you eliminate answer choice. अगर वो coherent illogical लग रहा है निकालो. If it's not convincing enough, you are like, sir, it's okay. मतलब अच्छा लग रहा है. No, it should only complete it powerfully. That will be the best thing ever. ठीक है? That's the beauty of GMAT, I guess. चलो, so people, we are good. Now, last bit, and then we start solving. How do we eliminate wrong answer choices? What is it that we do about them? तो वो भी देख लेते हैं. Paradox में 100% anything which is out of scope. Don't you think this is now getting repetitive? I always say this. So this is a good checklist always. Discard answer choices that introduce beta irrelevant. Irrelevant मतलब alien. ठीक है? Not important. ठीक है? It could be too narrow. ठीक है? Or too broad. Not good. Not needed. ठीक है? Information fail to address identified paradox. मतलब it will talk of something else which we don't need. It will talk of some non-relevant aspect. It'll talk about the paragraph. It will have the keywords. लेकिन paradox को explain नहीं कर रहा वो. He's not talking about the two contradictory things. ठीक है? And contradictory info. Remove choices that directly contradict. This is very, as a paper setter, best thing ever is to give you one option that directly attacks. So if the option says something grows fast, something grows fastest, suppose something grows fastest, option will be that we could look for alternatives that grow faster. We can't, that grows fastest. Contradictory. Okay? So any premises or statements presented in the argument. So paradox के लिए 2 checkpoints. Imagine 2 options already gone. Something will be alien. These are your trap choices. These are classic trap choices. Good. One is contradictory, one is out of scope. Chaliye, let's also do it for argument completion. Then we can start solving. 100% misrepresentation of elements. ये क्या है sir? ठीक है? Eliminate choices that introduce new info. ठीक है? New reasoning, which is very not relevant to completing, highly irrelevant to completing. We don't want this. We don't need this at all. ठीक है? अच्छा, unsupported claims, best thing ever outside. So discard options that will provide weak, insufficient supports for completing the argument effectively. We do not want to see this at all. This is not at all needed. So people, paradox के लिए you have to look at contradictory and out of scope. Argument completion के लिए भी Amit sir has given, these are nothing but trap choices. Please note this down. Something that misrepresents, something that talks about something which is not relevant or unsupported. Matlab, they will give you reasoning to complete, but not that powerful. They will focus on something narrow, not needed. That's about it. I think now let's solve so that we have understood today, and then that's it. That's about it. Chalo. So people, question is in front of you. No spoon feeding. First you have to attempt it, write down the answer, we'll discuss it and then check it. You have to tell me which of the following, if true, best explains the discrepancy. So this is a flaw. Yeah, this is a paradox. Yeah, the discrepancy outlined above. So please think, Mark, should give me the answer. Hello, people. Now I'm not spoon feeding. I'm just explaining the question. Then again, keep thinking. What are we talking about is 1960 में. So we are talking of two time periods, 1960 and 1990. That's all. But what are we comparing from 1960? Understand that. We are saying 1960 में only 10% of every dollar paid in insurance went to pay costs. People arising from injuries. देखो लिखो. People, this is how Amit sir is teaching you how to think. Write down the keywords and the conditions. Okay. Incurred in car accidents. So towards injuries. 1990, ठीक है, 50% went. तो यहाँ पे जहाँ पे 10% था, 1990 में straight away 50% in spite of car being much safer. So this is opposite, yeah. It should reduce. Why has it still increased? Pay attention to the towards what is it going? It's going towards premium for insurance, towards costs as a result of injuries. Ab batao. People, let's analyze. Come on. So answer option 1. There were fewer accidents. Beta, if there were fewer accidents in 1990, how can the cost rise so much? Even if the cars were safer, if the cars were safer, then the accidents could be fewer. But if the accidents are fewer, the cost has risen. So this does not. This adds to the paradox. This adds to the paradox. This does not help resolve the paradox. Samjha? Because what? B. On average, people drove more slowly. Acha. Beta, this option is irrelevant. Okay? Because driving does not guarantee. We are just saying that costs incurred as a result of accidents rose. So people driving slowly, say how will they? This again adds to the paradox, doesn't resolve it. C. Cars grew more expensive. Beta, this is out of context. Because and repair bhi hum log baat nahi kar rahe. We are talking about costs as a result of injuries. Pay attention. That is how. Stay, write down the keywords. Varna, you'll be all over the place. Now see, C is helping to resolve why more premiums are becoming expensive. Because repairing, but we are not talking of repairing, we are talking accident, injuries. That is why, out of context. D, the price of insurance increased more rapidly. Acha, theek hai. But we are not talking about price of insurance increasing. We are talking about injury cost increasing. This is irrelevant, out of context. That's all. E is the answer. Healthcare cost rose sharply. Because of this, my cost due to injuries rose sharply. Because of this, 50% increase. Perfect. Correct answer is answer option E. Did you get it? Did you get it? Will I go padh lo? Please understand. Okay? So people, in case you didn't understand, please remember Amit sir has given you explanation for all the options. Isko padh ke please samajh lena. Chalo, people, ek aur sawal. Come on, let's continue the momentum. Read it. Each of the following, if true, could explain the simultaneously increase in tobacco sales and decrease in the number of adults who smoke, except So 4 options will explain to you this. Increase in tobacco भी हो रहा है and decrease in the number of adults भी हो रहा है. One option will not explain to you this. Give me the odd man out. So please read, take your time, write down the keywords and then we'll discuss. So people keep thinking, keep thinking. Once again, don't forget, increase in tobacco sales, people, and decrease in the number of adults who smoke. 4 options will support this. One option will not support this. Chalo. Yeah. So people, once again, what is the question saying is that tobacco is highly profitable. It will continue to remain so. Total amount of tobacco sold has increased. People, even though number of adults who smoke has decreased. So now we have to look at an option. 4 options support this. 4 options support what? Sales have increased, even though number of smokers have reduced. So let's start mapping it. Option A. The number of women who have begun to smoke is greater. Okay. Women who have begun to smoke is greater than the number of men who have quit smoking. Beta, tell me, is this helping us to justify increase in sales and decrease in the number of adults who smoke? No. 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 Why? Because we don't know whether greater number of men have quit, lesser number of women have started. We are not doing an apple to apple comparison. इस पे वो तो नहीं हो रहा है कम से कम, ठीक है? We have just say number of women who have begun is greater than the number of men who have quit. Overall, इसमें has been more sales or less number of adults who quit. We can't establish. But wait, let's look at the other options. B. ठीक है? The number of teenage children who have begun to smoke this year is greater. Okay, so that means my sales have risen. This is good. Then the number of adults who have quit smoking. This is perfect because number of adults who have quit smoking. So people, this is not the answer. This is explaining this. We have to choose an option that doesn't explain that. See, during this year, the number of non-smokers who have begun to use chewing tobacco or snuff is greater. Areva. So that means my tobacco sales are increasing. Then the number of people who have quit. Perfect. Number of people who have quit. There you go. I'm only mapping the option to the question. So 4 options are explaining the question. 1 is not. So abhi tak A is not helping us explain it. We are looking at the options. D. The people who have continued to smoke consume more tobacco. That means sales has increased than they did in the past. 100% number of adults have reduced, but the tobacco sales have increased. Guarantee hai. So ye bhi ho raha hai. So this is not the answer. Chalo, last. More of the cigarettes made in the US this year were exported. Beta, exported matlab 100% sales have increased. Manufacturing has increased than was the case last year. So that is supporting. A is the only one that doesn't. Please read it ekbar. In case you didn't understand, please read it. I've written elaborate explanations. Please go through. Chaliye, people, let's continue. Next question on your screen. Please read it, have fun, take your time, write down the conditions and keywords. Which of the following most logically completes the argument? Come on. Chaliye, people, let's just look at the question carefully. Ukraine formerly was exporter. Recent decades, economic stagnation, restrictive regulations inhibited. Inhibited matlab avoided, reduced, stopped. ठीक है? Investment in new oil fields. Ukrainian oil exports dropped. ठीक है? Steadily, old fields became depleted. Ukrainia's but now people, currently improving economic situation together with less restrictive will undoubtedly result in the rapid development of new fields. ठीक है? So पहले problem था. पहले ठीक है, there was issues, problems. Oh my God, oil was not getting exported. Now they are saying that restrictions have been lifted. Now oil will start getting exported. Now you watch. However, okay? So this is our hint because it is a contrast word. People remember. That means it's going to change. It would be premature to conclude that rapid development of new fields will result in higher oil exports because matlab there has to be something here which talks about lower, something, because he's saying that ठीक है, new fields तो है, but it will not result in oil exports. Something will reduce. Why? What will be the cause of reduction? Come on, now try and think. Chaliye, let's start analyzing the options. I hope your answer is ready. A, the price of oil is expected to remain stable. Beta, if it's stable, tell me how is it going to affect our oil exports? So this option is irrelevant. We are saying in spite of it, now oil will not get exported. Oil exports will not increase. Price of oil se kya farak padega? B, the improvement in the economic situation. Yes. This is agreeing with this. Okay? So this is good. Is expected to result in a dramatic increase in proportion of Ukrainians who own automobiles. This means oil consumption will increase. This means lower oil. This option is too good, yeah. Understanding? So economic situation will also improve, but cars will also increase. That means more oil will be consumed, less oil will be exported. B is perfect. But chalo, आगे देखते हैं. Most of the investment in new oil fields is expected to come from foreign sources. Beta, so what? How will this reduce my exports? You tell me that. I don't care. New technology is available to recover oil from old oil fields formerly regarded as depleted. So what? Trap choices. ये सब irrelevant है. How will it reduce my oil exports? You tell me that. E, many of the new oil fields in Ukraine are likely to be as productive as those that were developed during the period when Ukraine was a major oil exporter. Oh my god. Oh what? इससे oil exports का क्या फायदा? क्या relation है? That is why correct answer is answer option B. Please एक बार go through कर लो. ठीक है? And people, are you getting it? And write down your scores in the chat. How much did you score? चलिए people, now let's go on to another question. Come on. Once again, let's continue with full Josh, full this thing. Which of the following, if true, most helps to resolve the apparent paradox? So beta, there's something which is illogical. Choose that option, choose that assumption, missing link that best helps to explain this. Keywords. Khali keywords लगाओ. So I'll quickly just explain the question, just the passage. Well, what he's saying now, that there is a retailer of whatever, he employs thousands of people and pays them minimum wage rate. Yeah. He pays them just the minimum. People yet. So abhi tak cost was less. Abhi cost is more. Dekho, automatically. Following a federally mandated increase of the minimum wage rate, that increased the retailer's operating cost. Oh my god. People still, his profits increased. So cost increased and profit also increased. How? Explain karo. Chalo, people, let's look at the answer options now. Come on, here we go. Option A. Now, इसके operating cost को divide कर दिया. Beta, please remember, you're only talking of minimum wage rate. Remember that. What he's saying is half of them consist of payroll and only a small of them consist of management salaries. We don't care. We are talking overall costs have gone up. We are not looking at the bifurcation or a comparison of cost. Beta, ye yaad rakhna, whenever there's a comparison, it's a trap choice. Be very careful. Reject. B, the retailer's customer base. Okay. What is the customer base, beta? Those who purchase basic household necessities. That's very important. ठीक है? So ये common sense है. Basic household necessities तो बनता है. Now customer base is made up of those people who earn or who depend on the earnings of those who earn what? The minimum wage. Wow. What are we saying, people? Minimum wage has gone up. Now people who earn the minimum wage are earning more. If they will earn more, they will spend more. That means profits will increase. This option is pure economics 101. Basic economics. अच्छा चलो समझो नहीं आया. Hint. अमित सर का logic and strategy. Keywords. minimum wage. ठीक है, look at the other options. The retailer's operating costs other than wages. Why are we looking at other costs? Increase substantially after the increase in the minimum wage. Chalo, wo bhi chodo. If the cost increased, how did the profit? This option is incomplete. It is not helping explain how the profit increased. Na ya? It is not. Chalo. D. When the increase in the minimum wage rate went into effect, the retailer also raised the wage rate for employees who had been earning just above. अरे बाप रे, इसकी वजह से cost went very up, profit nothing. Profit nothing. Last, the majority of the retailer's employees work as cashiers, and most cashiers are paid the minimum wage. So what? Beta, you have to explain the profit part. This was a straightforward answer, because if they earn more, they will spend more. 100%. B is the right answer. Please, if you did not understand, ek bari go through kar lo. Chalo, people, let's continue. I think we are doing good, and let's keep the momentum going. Ek aur sawal. So please read it. Write down the keywords, write down the conditions. Which of the following most logically completes the argument perfectly beautifully? Beta, keywords and conditions likho jaise Amit sir likhte hain. Come on, here we go. Okay, so people, just the question explanation quickly. Okay, what companies with limited funding, this is very important. Okay, to practice focused product manufacturing, matlab only one product, not more. These companies find themselves embroiled. Embroiled matlab caught in trade-off between relying too heavily on manufacturing a narrow range of products and the benefits associated with product differentiation. Because people, they have been told, focus on one product, not more. And they are like, but why we want to manufacture multiple products? If otherwise there's heavy reliance. Beta, this is very important here. Okay, na? Relying too heavily. Kalko, if something happens to that one product, you're doomed. And that could be external environmental factors, internal factors, anything like COVID, whatever. Correct? Chalo. Heavy reliance on an undiversified stream of income can leave a company vulnerable. Vulnerable matlab prone to major variations in cash flow. So people, how will it be vulnerable? Such situation is materialized when, give an example. So tell me of a single product company that suffered when. Answer. Come on. Chalo. Okay? People, let's analyze. Okay? Too much fun. Now, don't forget, we are looking at single product companies. Don't forget. Let's start. A. Local food delivery service known for its speedy delivery. Matlab this is single product. Okay? Forced to lay off 30% of its workforce after government changes labor laws. Oh my god, definitely cash flow impacted. It only does food delivery, single product. Government said sorry, 30% gone, nobody to deliver. This option is beautiful. Done. But wait, let's look at others. Event management company loses one of its clients. This is too narrow. So what? It is not going to be a severe cash flow. It will be not that severe. It's okay. One client. We don't even know it's major or minor. Chalo. Venture capitalist firm invests in car wash, national crepe chain, car rental. This option is contradictory because we are looking at a single product. This is talking of multiple products. Jaane do. Home painting opts to use non-union labor to increase. So what? How will this affect cash flow? No. Last, specialty frozen yogurt decides to switch to using local. So what? How will it reflect cash flow? Layoff to khatam kahani na people. वो भी government की वजह से. Correct answer was answer option A. Please go through it. चलो. So people, इसी के साथ, ठीक है? We come to the end of today's session. I hope it was useful. We did paradox, argument completion. We did the format, types of questions, step-by-step approach to solve 100%. We discussed killer strategies to ace, and we did lots of practice questions. इसी के साथ, ठीक है? People, don't forget, आज का आपका homework will 100% remain. You will solve the awesome DPPs that are there along with this. With our DPPs, you will only get if you enroll in the batch on the app or on the website. It's for free, but do it. Definitely solve questions from GMAT, the OG, that is most important. And people, read newspapers always. Newspaper reading promotes logical thinking inside you, critical thinking, analysis and summarizing. जो RC, reading comprehension में बहुत अच्छा skill है. इसी के साथ people, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun in putting together this video. I'll be back with more exciting and too many videos. Please keep commenting on this. Definitely share your feedback with me. What are you lagging in? What are you liking? What else do you want me to create and get? Amit sir will get it for sure. Until we meet again, please take care, please stay safe. This is Amit sir signing off.